What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be jumping into the Kunwu Padre cut test. Let's get into it. All right. This is just a disclaimer. This is a cut test to show you how it performs while doing cutting. This is not an edge retention test, although you'll get a little bit of that from this naturally because I am cutting through a bunch of stuff to show you how it does. But this is like, how does the blade perform? How does it move through the material? How is it feeling in the hands? And then, we'll do edge retention tests down the road. I've already done their Vanex with my S-Towel. In my example, it performed extremely well. Um, it, it it showed very little signs of wearing down after cutting through, like, I don't know, it was like somewhere between 40 and 50 cuts through cardboard. An almost unnoticeable difference. I mean, that is super impressive to me. I have no issues. Um, Highly recommending the Vanex and the heat treat that Kunwu is doing with their knives. But having said that, let's get down to the garage, guys. We'll come back up here when we're done. All right, down at the garage, let's check out another Kunwu with the Vanex on it. We'll get to check out the ergos on the Padre as well. First, we'll do a pre-cut test. Nice belly, fantastic edge. Gosh, that is so good, guys. So good. All right, let's check here and see what we got for the tip work. You got a nice pinch grip on here, able to get really down low on this guy. We're gonna take the old pair of beat up denim jeans that I use for yard work. We're just gonna test the tip out. Oh, I skipped right over the stitching here. Very interesting. Oh no, it was slicing through. I'm sorry, it felt like it jumped, but it did not. Pretty clean cut. That big belly, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, and I don't have, that's not my cutting board is not in yet, but it should be in by tomorrow, it looks like. We'll go ahead and throw those to the side. Since we're here with the denim, let's go ahead and demonstrate the belly. We'll wrap these up nice and tight to try to keep it as close together as we can. And, you know, I could have been falling into the edge somewhere else. Felt like it scratched it just now. So we're going to demonstrate the belly here, right here for you. Nice. Very nice. I feel like I'm going through two inseams also. This is getting all the way through, guys. The ergos on this allow for a lot more power behind the blade. A lot more power. Wow, that is really impressive. I like that. Good ergos. Let's get this denim out of here. All right, let's let's demonstrate the zip tie. And forgive me for cheating a little bit. I'm just tired of it flying everywhere. So this is just to demonstrate on the tip. Did I get it? I don't think I got it. Hold on, let me see. Move up a little bit further. Okay, there we go. That is so strange, guys. There we go. The belly's actually messing me up a little bit. So a little bit more difficult for the detail work on the zip tie, but you can definitely pinch it out very cleanly here. And it could be that I have a really soft piece of wood here. It's not a cutting board. It's not really meant for that. I'm gonna have to figure out something else that I can use to demonstrate the tip work. Now, let's go ahead and move over to the cardboard. Now, I did a more extensive test on the cardboard with my S-Towel and Vanex, and it performed really well. I know that there was a viewer out there that told me that another reviewer must have gotten a burnt edge or something like that because it didn't perform very well. And I went through like 30 to 40 cuts through the cardboard, and when I came back, it was moving through the paper surprisingly well. It wasn't as slicey as when I started, but it was performing really well. And I just don't know if maybe he got a burnt factory edge. This big belly and this Van X it is like a laser beam, guys. Like, I am relaxed grip, slicing through the cardboard at will. I mean, it just feels really good going through the cardboard. Nice tall flat grind, satin finish. Here, let's do this since we didn't get really good draw cuts with everything else. There you go. And that's going across. No, with the grain, let's go across. There you go. I'm releasing some of the pressure there just to see. So this little sloppy part here, I need more pressure, and then I can let off the pressure a little bit towards the end and it goes straight through it really well. Just check the belly. Yeah, it's just too thin to get through it like that. Just really good on the pinch grip cutting. Do I have another piece in here where I can kind of demonstrate that again? Yeah, it's really good with the pinch cuts. Pinch grip cuts. I mean, this is just such a comfortable knife ergonomically. Let's see. Nothing to the naked eye, but let's see what the paper says. There you go. Oh, there's a little piece there. Or maybe it was the paper rolls. You know, I feel a little tiny hiccup there, and it could be, again, I'm not using a great cutting board. Can't wait for mine to come in tomorrow. Let's just run it through the strop real quick and then check it one more time. I think we're good. The belly you got to be a little bit more patient with. Holy Nikes. Wow. Wow. Now, it did feel a little bit harder. So that's what she said. I had to go through a few more extra strops, but that is crazy sharp, y'all. Crazy, crazy sharp. All right, let's kick it back up to the desk. Okay, we're back. So you saw the cut test. You heard the results. Wow. All I can say is, wow. Wow. Tall, flat grind, super thin and slicey, even though it is a larger blade. You guys can make fun of the banana hammock, whatever you want to call it. But oh my goodness, is this probably my most comfortable knife after the Shaman in my collection? It might be. It is that good. This thing is so comfortable in hand, guys. You are locked in. I feel so confident with the grip that I have on this one. I really do like this one a lot. It really did a fantastic job making me feel secure while feeling comfortable. I noticed a little bit right here on the pocket clip, but nothing really bad. Like, it's just kind of nudging me to let me know that it's there, but it's not super uncomfortable. It doesn't really leave much of a mark. The jimping's in a good spot when I need to be up, depending on how I want to do the control. And then I have good leverage out here out on the tip for the clip point. The only thing that I noticed, and I probably need to go through a little bit better on the edge here, is I noticed that I struggled a little with trying to get out onto that tip. It probably needs to be touched up a little bit to be a little bit more acute. So I don't know if that's something from the factory. I've had it for a little while, but I haven't been doing a lot of detailed stuff. It's usually kind of like piercing in to get underneath the lip of a box and then kind of running it through the tape. And just so you guys know, when I do that, I angle my finger down the blade isn't getting anywhere close to the skin. Just to kind of demonstrate that, I'm kind of like running along the back here of the swedge. But that was the only thing that I really noticed. The belly, I mean, it just, whoo, like a knife through hot butter through that cardboard. I was just blown away. And that's the factory edge. That was with the factory edge. Kunwu, stop it. Stop it. Like, the only people that jump out ahead of you in my mind is Spyderco. Spyderco's edges are insanity. And this edge, I mean, it's not laid back, it's not a super great angle, but it's very consistent, very well done. I've not experienced any of their knives having any sort of blemish coming from the factory, and it held its edge. So the Padre to me is a great looking knife. It has phenomenal ergonomics. You are locked in when you're using this one. The fidget factor is on point with this one with the multi-row bearings. The detent is easy to tune if it's too light for you. They do it a little bit lighter for the front flipper, but again, big hands, good leverage, good strength in my hands. No issues with it being a little bit more stout for me with that front flipper, but I definitely can tell, like, if you didn't have big hands or strong hands, it might be a little stout on the front flipper for you, the way that I've dialed it in. You know, it didn't affect the drop. It made the reverse flick and the thumb flick on here much better for me, and it didn't impede the front flipper for me. And I always recommend that you dial a knife to your standards. You know, they're not hard to tune. And if you get one that's a little too stout or a little too light, the sooner that you have the courage to jump into that and be patient and go slow, the better the knife is going to be. And, your experience with it is going to be really, really good. The blade has just such a tall blade. The belly, the way that it's laid, that's what helps it feel like a laser beam. It's not the contact point, it's at its peak, and that starts to split the material, and then it's divided over the rest of the belly. That really is what makes these big belly knives move through the material so well. It's starting that split at a different point, and then it's taking the pressure and dividing it back. So you always have like the spearhead going through the material, kind of, if you think of it like that, like an arrow, and that's splitting it up, and then it's still cutting through the material, but it's kind of pushing it to the back of the pack to get through it. So this is really my favorite Kunwu, and for cutting bulk and cutting through a lot of stuff that doesn't require detail work, this is going to be really good if you don't really need to worry too much about the slicing and things of that nature, or the detail work. Sorry, not the slicing, but the detail work on the actual table. This is going to work really, really well. Now, adversely, if it is thick material, that is where those bigger blades are going to come into play, and that tall flat ground is going to come into play, because you might slip a little bit, depending on how thick the material is that you're going through. But really happy with this one. We'll do an edge retention test later. Let me know your thoughts down below. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, uses the links, comments, is subscribed. Hey, thank you, members. You get an early access. Shout out to you. I appreciate all the support. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. And until next time, peace.